Hey everybody, Chris with Clutter Reduction Junk Removal from Palm Beach County, Florida. And we made twice as much this year as we made last year in junk removal. Now, that sounds cool, right? But we also owe, like in taxes, because we spent the same amount last year as we did this year. So we had a really high net income. Now, I am a single member that draws money from the business, which doesn't count towards the net income. It would only have counted if I was an S Corp. This has given us some room to think and plan for next year. Now, the tax thing, we're working on it. All I did was push up something that we were going to wait until January to buy for other reasons. Nothing to do with taxes, but just for other reasons, because not all of the pieces of the puzzle are connected yet in order to do this. But now we're just having to do it tomorrow. Here's the thing. This got us thinking, cool, we made a lot of money this year compared to the previous 4 years. Now let's go ahead and make this feel a little bit more legitimate by making sure we are covering all of our bases. And I am not an accountant or CPA or legal advisor. If I was any of those things, I probably wouldn't have this problem. So I'm just going to throw out a couple of things that we are going to be focusing on next year that should help us out in case you happen to be in the same position. Here's a couple of things we are making changes to. Number one, we are becoming an S Corp. Now, I know there are levels before becoming an S Corp. You're not really supposed to just do it right out the gate. And once you get to a certain point, it makes more sense tax-wise to become an S Corp, which is what we are doing. That is going to help us out because now whatever I pay myself will count towards that net income of the business as an expense the same way it does of how I pay Tanya. So that's going to help us out. The second thing we did, and we did this back in July of this year, but we'll be maxing out next year, is a SEP 401k. Now, there's a lot of different things you could do. I chose a SEP 401k based on a recommendation from a professional friend that I have that deals with that stuff. And that allows us to contribute up to, I think, $48,000 a year. And that is considered an expense. And we get the money 23, 30, how old am I? 32, 65? Or did it go up? Is it 67 now? I don't know. Let's just call it 30 something years. I will eventually get to see that money. But at least that way, 5 years from now, if I decide, hey, I don't want to do junker anymore, and we just up and out, at least I get something out of it in the future. It's not just a paycheck every day or every month, week, quarter, whatever. But that is something that's going to help us out, not only tax-wise when it comes to expenses, but also help put a little something in the future. The next thing is we are going to avoid spending money on frivolous BS and focus more of that money in travel and education together. Not just traveling to Hawaii just to fuck off for a week, but to go places that where we can learn more about ourselves and our business that is only going to help us improve. Now, that could be an educational seminar or a sales conference. I would like to work more on my sales. I've never received any kind of training. I've never even really had a job that focused on sales specifically. Maybe a little bit when I was a mover because we have to sell material and upsell and stuff. But other than that, I've never had any kind of sales related job. So we're just kind of winging it when we're on jobs. And I'm sure it'll help us out drastically. So we're going to try to work on doing more of that next year. And at the plus side, we get to travel while we do it. And obviously, you're going to get to see new places and see new things while learning more about business. So it's a win-win. And those are a couple of things that we're going to be really focusing on. We are also going to be budgeting ourselves with different categories. Right now, we kind of do the profit first method where we have like 50% gets paid towards us, 30% goes towards operation expenses, 20% gets set aside for taxes and profit. We are going to be fudging those numbers around just a little bit and focusing more on what is going to bring us in money. In addition to finances, something that we are going to be doing a little differently next year is focusing on a specific niche when it comes to the services that we offer. We will still do all the normal junk removal stuff, but we are focusing very heavily on property cleanouts and senior transitions. The senior transitions is something that we do on a weekly basis already, and we have strong ties with a few communities. We want to amplify that. I enjoy doing them. I enjoy the circumstances around how we operate in that field. We work with a lot of senior related communities already and people and professionals who deal with it. And we feel like we have a pretty good fit in the community. So we are going to focus on that a little bit more heavily. In addition, we don't get a ton of cleanouts, but we get enough of them that we have learned, hey, we do pretty well with these time-wise, efficiency-wise. We have an opportunity for resale. We have an opportunity to donate, and everything else, it just kind of helps lower that disposal bill. And it's a higher income job without having to go to like 5 or 6 different places. So it's just something that we would kind of prefer more of versus doing 10 jobs a day. So those are 2 things we're going to be pushing for. We'll still take everything else, of course, but we really like those 2. Storage units are nice too, but such a long walk, such a pain. So those are just 2 things that we're going to be really making big changes on and focusing the majority of our energy into them, kind of like the 80-20 method. We're going to be doing that a little bit with those 2 specific niches. Marketing to the right people, build that connection, keep that connection, and then giving back to the community. Something else we're going to be doing is a reward system for clients and referrals. So every time somebody uses us, they're going to get a dollar amount credit, and that is going to directly be applied to them in the future for every time they use us. We have some clients that use us on a bi-weekly time frame, and we have some people that use us monthly. We have other people that refer us out a lot. So what we'll do is if they say, hey, at the end of each quarter, we'll basically say, hey, you have $100 in credits, you have $40 in credits, you have $10 in credits. Do you want that applied to a future job? Or would you rather have that in a gift card format, which is advertising? So it helps us out either way, and it gives people a little bit more of an incentive. Worst case, it gives people a little bit of a thanks. And we think it'll be good. We will also be using autopilot full out. Right now I have it, and we don't really do much with it because I already have an invoice app and I have all my information on there. But now I learned I can just export it all over, and I can still maintain it without paying monthly for it and use the free version so I can refer back to who people are, which is good. But now with autopilot, because it is a full-fledged CRM, I can do text blast, I can do email blast, I can categorize the people that we do jobs for, whether they're a property manager, a realtor, an organizer, a homeowner, storage unit, whatever. And then I can do text blasts when we decide to do promotions, and that just helps save us time with marketing. It also will help us to do online scheduling, which we don't currently do, and we are looking forward to doing. And all this comes from reflecting on the goals we had last year and what we want to do this year and keeping it realistic and manageable. I had a very detailed goal list last year with a lot of individual details for how to accomplish each one. With I want to put out 25 yard signs a week. I want to put out 50 door hangers a week. I want to stop by 5 new businesses to market to every week. And the problem with it is eventually time doesn't play along with you and you fall behind. I reflected on those numbers I had written down. I didn't even do a fucking third of them. A third, not a half. I didn't even do a third of them. I did closer to a quarter because we were busier than we thought we would be. I was going off of last year's numbers from 2024. And before that, I was going off of 2023. So we just got overwhelmed and I couldn't keep up. So now, assuming next year will hopefully be at least as good or better than what we did this year, I can now arrange those goals based on what we experienced, and it'll be a little bit more realistic to what we can actually do and what we have the discipline to do. And then when it comes to YouTube, we're going to do more time lapses. They don't get a lot of traction. I don't care. I don't use YouTube particularly for money. I did it more just for fun. And it does actually help us out, coincidentally. But we're going to do more time lapses, different angles, and I just have more interest in doing that personally. We'll do more how to move videos. I know everyone on YouTube is a moving expert, even though they've probably never dollied anything significant downstairs by themselves before, but I never claimed to be an expert, but we get the comments. I get them. You just don't see them because I have high filters on. And they seem to help more people than not. So we're probably going to do more of them. I don't mind sharing what knowledge I do have as a mediocre mover. And then we'll be doing small tips of mistakes we've made, what works, what doesn't. Because if they work for us over a span of almost 6 years, 5 years, 6 years, and they work in an area that we're in, which is pretty service heavy, it should work in most places in the US. So it's a good chance that what does and doesn't work for us will probably work and not work for you. So better to put it out there to help someone understand than leaving somebody in the dust. And that's our goals for next year. So comment down below, what is something that you're going to be pushing for next year? What are some of your goals? Are you going to be reflecting on the previous year and making this more realistic? Or are you saying, fuck it, I want to work 16 hours a day, 7 days a week, and then not have to work again next year? Whatever you want to do, that's fine. That's not what we want to do personally. But that is something that we are pushing for, is a more realistic goal sheet. So I hope everybody has a good Christmas, holiday season, Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate. We will see you guys in 2026.